It's really important when you're building an online community to take a step back and think about an actual strategy. I think a lot of people kind of dive into it immediately without thinking about the outcomes. You've got to think about what you want to get out of it. Is it sales leads? Is it feedback from customers? Are you trying to harvest sentiment to try and make your products and services better? And once you know what your outcomes are, the next big thing is to work out where those customers are. A lot of people kind of dive in and say, oh, social media, Twitter, Facebook. A lot of your customers may not necessarily be interfacing on those networks. They might be on LinkedIn. They might be on various blogs or forums out there on the web. So you've got to come up with a strategy, but also kind of segment your audience to make sure that you know exactly where they are. When we started social media marketing back in 2005, it was very much about helping our advertisers help themselves, because we were seeing feedback coming through from blogs and different forums, so we would go out there and answer their questions on those third parties. But then we decided to build slowly our community around one blog and one forum. And gradually, because a lot of people complain that, I don't have the time for social media because, they're concentrating on their other marketing aspects, it's important to build slowly. So we built one blog, one forum, then we added another forum, then we added another blog. And that's taken 5 years. And then it was, only 2 years ago that we started getting into the Twitter and Facebook thing with videos and stuff like that. So it's very, very important to have a strategy, know who your audience are, and then build slowly out. The most important part about community and social media is actually listening and engaging. I see a lot of companies out there on Twitter, on Facebook, and it's all about broadcasting. It's all about just getting their message out, but when people try and leave comments or they ask questions, they're not actually engaging. The beauty of social media, and when we talk about social media, we're not just talking about the tools, we're talking social media marketing as a discipline. The beauty of it is that you've suddenly got all this instant data from which you can make informed decisions. In the old days, marketers would, do a survey or employ a market research company, and that might take 2 months, 3 months, and cost a hell of a lot of money. Now, you can put a question out there on Twitter, you can write a blog post, enable the comments, get feedback, get comments, and actually start building a picture of the kind of sentiment that's going on out there. So it's really, really important to make sure that you are listening, you're understanding your customer, but that you're also spending time to engage with them, because an engaged audience is much better for you, because that kind of gives you a bit of brand affinity. And we also find that the more engaged an audience is with you, the less time they're going to be spending possibly engaging with your competitors. I think a lot of companies go wrong in the fact that they don't engage with social media marketing. I heard a great soundbite, we talk of return on investment. Somebody, and I can't remember who it was, talked about, let's turn that on its head and talk about return on inaction. Supposing you don't get involved with social media, supposing something happens out there in the real world and people are talking about it on Twitter or on your blog or elsewhere on different forums. If you don't engage, you're not going to know what the problem is, and then you're not going to be able to solve that. And I think a lot of brands and a lot of companies who aren't engaged with it are missing a big trick, because there's so much data there that you can collate and build back